Okay, hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to draw these lips over here using the grid technique. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is complete this value scale. I already showed you guys how to do that on a separate worksheet, so go ahead and watch that video to tackle this first. Once you have that done, we're going to go ahead and get started over here, and just like last time, we number these off, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so then 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, first thing we're going to do is always lightly sketch out what we're seeing with the loose leaf charcoal or the charcoal stick. And so over here we can see that quadrant 3, or the square that is square 3, is already done for us. So we're going to go ahead, tackle square 1. It's looking like the Cupid's bow is immediate. We have a curved line going up, and then it goes down. Then once it enters quadrant 2, now we have it going kind of slightly upward because we see that smirk, right? We see this line that's separating the top and bottom lip is going right here, right across that middle line, so right here. And then when it hits quadrant 3, the line goes down. I'm sorry, quadrant 4, it goes downward, and then it goes up, and it actually connects with that portion of the lip. Now, it looks like this is slightly larger, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab my eraser. You guys can grab your kneaded erasers. I just forgot mine. And we're going to go in and make it slightly smaller, maybe something like this. Okay, something like that. And then we're going to go in to quadrant 2. We're going to make this curved line. It's going downwards. It stays kind of in the same area, and then it goes upward over here. And so it might actually even be extended a little bit, and then this might be extended a little bit. Okay. And so this is what our rough sketch kind of looks like at first. And again, make any adjustments to the rough sketch if you need. It's really just kind of up to you guys how you want to tackle it. I actually think that this one goes a little bit down and then it goes up a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. Okay, but you guys tackle it how you see or deem. Okay, next thing we're going to do, still with the loose leaf charcoal, we're going to go ahead and start adding value to the entire section of the lips. Now I place it on its side to kind of build it. You can kind of use it like this if you want to, but I would maybe try to keep it flat just like this. Okay, from here what we're going to do is we are going to start drawing these lines, and these first, actually, let's go ahead and make this line right here that separates the top and bottom lips slightly darker, because if we don't do that first, that line's going to blend in with everything else. So we're going to go in with slight pressure. You don't need to put too much pressure. And then right here it hits that middle line, and then it slowly goes downward, and then there it is. Okay, now you guys are going to notice that it is slightly there's a shadow above it, so if you want to, we can go in with the smudging technique and we can make that first shadow right here. Okay, and then we are going to need to kind of place it over here. We do see slight shadow right here, right? And so this is kind of like a thicker line too because of it. Okay, from here we're going to use our loose leaf charcoal. Now we're going to notice that The highlights are more towards the top, so where the Cupid's bow is at, and then right here in the middle of the bottom lip. So what we're going to do with this loose leaf charcoal, we're going to start making some curved lines. And they're just going to go right next to each other, to and fro. And so right here we can see that we are curving them. Now, if your line kind of comes out this way, that's totally fine. We can smudge it out. It's not a big deal. And so as it starts getting more to the center right here, we're going to kind of lessen that curve, make it more of a straight line. Okay. We're going to do the same thing with the bottom lip. This time it's going to curve outward this way. And so it's curving like this. As it starts getting more towards the center, the curve lessens and it starts to look almost like a straight line. But what's happening is it's slightly curving now in the opposite direction, right? Lips, they have volume, so we want to make sure that we're giving it its curvature, like that it's popping out from the face. And so we have those nice curved lines right here for those wrinkles in the lips. Okay, so right now we have a pretty good build. I would say let's add a little bit of value here. And then what we can do is we're going to do the same exact technique, only this time we're going to use this charcoal pencil. And then we're going to go in with our eraser, and if we want to, we can go in with this darker charcoal pencil right here at the line that separates the top and bottom lip. And so what we're going to do is on the corners of the mouth, that's where it gets darker. So when we're using this guy, we're going to go in with a little bit more pressure. So over here, we're going in with a little more pressure so it looks slightly darker, right? Now we're going in with a little less pressure, and we're now adding some more space between these lines. And then right here, we can see some of the areas where we have those darker lines. So I'm going to go ahead and add them where I see them, which means I'm not going to be adding them everywhere. And then right here where that line is, we're going to go in with our charcoal pencil. And we're just going to make these nice curved lines right there so that that looks like a more natural shadow. It has the texture of the lips. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with the bottom lip. So right here, we can tell that there's a little bit more light on this side, but over here on this bottom corner, there's a little bit more of that shadow. So we're going to go in, I'm going to add some more of that shadow, curving those lines, right? It's very likely that the light source is hitting from this side because this is slightly lighter than over here. And then what's happening is there's this highlight right here. So we're going to be adding those curved lines right towards the top and right towards the bottom, but we're going to kind of leave this middle area by itself. So we're going to concentrate. Now we are slowly switching the direction of the curved lines. So right here, this is where we're changing those directions. Okay, right here towards the bottom of the lip, this is where we see a little bit of that definition, so we can see kind of like where the bottom lip ends. And so over here, and so I'm keeping an eye on the time as well. Okay, we're gonna go in with this guy here, and we are going to actually blend out in the same direction as the lines. So here we go. I'm not adding too much pressure. And so we're starting to see this be blend out a little bit, going downward like this. So we're going downward, 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 downward. Okay, over here we're gonna go up. And again, we're still going in the same direction. I'm going to skip this middle part, so I'm not going to blend in the middle part. Right here, I am going to blend. I'm going to blend over here as well, blending right here. I'm going to add a little bit of a defined line here at the bottom, because that's what we're seeing up there. Lightly now blending this middle part. And then with our kneaded erasers, again, I don't have my kneaded eraser. We're going to go in and we're going to start adding the highlights where we see them. Okay, and so they're mostly right here at the center. We go in between the lines of the lips, and then if we need to, we actually go back in and draw some of those lines so that those highlights look a little bit more natural.